Playing, laughing, and exploring are all important parts of growing up, but child amputees have their own set of challenges to navigate the world. As Brittany Matika explains, one nonprofit organization is ensuring everyone is given the same chance.
Low for your Canada Day, mainly cloudy, some foggy patches in the morning, and a high of 23.
Claire Spencer loves her job at K-Rock 101.9. She's a mom, army wife, and now a War Amps mentor. She was born with half a left arm and credits her outgoing personality to growing up within the War Amps family.
It made me more confident because a lot of people in, say, that situation might hide in the shadows, if you will. Obviously, I didn't do that. I did the complete opposite. And it was because of them. It was because of them building my confidence and saying, you're no different. You can do whatever you have to do. You can learn ways to do that.
The War Amps provides child amputees with the tools to be a kid, hosting regional seminars for members to connect, providing mentorship and prosthetic limbs.
When I was growing up, I had plenty of what they called back then the myoelectrics. They're probably still called that. They may have obviously evolved since I was a kid, and they would have batteries in them, and they would open and close kind of like this, and you had to get molded for them and stuff. And when they would open and close, that means I could hold a pencil, I could use the monkey bars.
Recreational limbs are almost considered like a luxury item, but the War Amps feels that it's very important for children to be able to have adaptive, devices such as sports limbs, or say a limb that they can use to play a musical instrument, so that they can keep up, with their peer group.
The War Amps Key Tag program has returned over 1.5 million sets of keys since the end of the Second World War and asks for donations for this no-cost service if people would like to give back. But they are available for anyone free of charge.
When people are losing their keys now, it can be very expensive to replace key fobs and remote starters. So in many cases, we do find that people find a lot of value in our service.
A name and address is all the information the War Amps needs to mail out a set of key tags to a recipient. As for Spencer, the War Amps will always mean a lot to her. Brittany Matika, Newcap News.
On the eve of Canada's 150th birthday, Lloydminster residents are getting a final wave of shopping in before enjoying the festivities. Josh Ryan shares how some people here in the border city are celebrating the milestone and what the occasion means to them.
Ask people their Canada Day plans, and there's a lot of crossover.
I'm going to a barbecue, and then I'm going to watch the fireworks.
I like watching fireworks from my roof. That's Canada Day.
There was plenty of patriotism in advance of Canada's milestone day, with customers out shopping for 150th merchandise.
All sorts of little hats and lights, and so it's going to be fun. But I mean, that's the first time I've bought any of those things. But I'm thinking 150.
When we close off our transactions, we would say have a great weekend and happy 150 to you too, and so it's kind of cool to hear that.
For some, it's special for different reasons, like Nepal native Pratap Dong, who had a long journey before getting to Canada.
This country was my final destination. It's been like I waited for 8 years, to be here.
Stories like Pratap's are far more common in this area, which represents growing diversity that many people appreciate.
That is something that we never saw 20 years ago. And it's kind of cool to see that, and it's really neat talking to them and finding out, where they're from and what's different and why they came to Canada.
Newcap says interacting with American grandparents visiting for graduation are one example of why Canada Day gives her so much pride.
They're quite amazed at how everybody is so warm and welcoming, and even at their grads, people were talking to them, so they were quite impressed.
The world affairs is so chaotic, and Canada is so peaceful, and we are so lucky to be here.
And all of those qualities that make us Canadian will be on display tomorrow when the city gathers to celebrate 150 years. Josh Ryan, Newcap News.
Now, of course, Canada Day celebrations are planned across the Midwest this weekend as the country celebrates its birthday. Heather Klages has some information on what's being planned locally in this week's What's Happening.
Get ready to celebrate our beautiful country tomorrow. It's Canada Day, Canada's 150th birthday. And in Lloydminster, the big party, it's going to be at Bud Miller Park. Opening ceremonies get underway at 1 o'clock, then lots of great live entertainment all day long. The Prairie Dogs are going to perform, Jordan Pollard, the Tarp Kickers, Sam Lundell as well, and they've got so many different things planned for the family. So take the kids out to the family fun zone where they can make some crafts, play in the bouncy houses, try out the pony racer, a whole lot more. They've got an adventure zone where you can do Wipeout or play Zap the Zombie, and there's going to be a car display. There's going to be different food vendors, wagon rides, an aerial acrobatic show. The list just goes on, and they wrap things up with a huge fireworks display. It's all tomorrow at Bud Miller Park. The folks out in Kitscoty are celebrating Canada Day tomorrow as well, and they've got a number of things planned, including a lot of different games for the kids. They'll have a quilt show, the grand opening of Heritage Park, supper, a dance, and they'll wrap things up with fireworks tomorrow night. As you get set to celebrate Canada Day, we want you to win a copy of a fantastic Canadian singer's latest album, Diana Krall, Turn Up the Quiet. This has got some great songs on it, including her versions of Blue Skies and Night and Day. If you'd like a copy, all you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontest@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the Canadian music. And they've already started the party for Canada Day in Vermilion. Tonight they're showing an outdoor movie, and then they've got fireworks going off at 12:01. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klegus. That's what's happening, and happy Canada Day.
Well, here at home, City Council has now passed a new procedure bylaw working to implement recommendations from the George Cuff audit. Rather than amend the previous bylaw, a new one was drafted to replace the old. Included in the new bylaw are clearer rules surrounding consent agendas, a tool used by governments to process multiple reports at once without debate. The new rules stipulate strictly informal reports can be included, addressing Councillor Baker's previous concerns.
I just didn't like to see things buried in the consent agenda. I don't think that the extra 10 minutes it takes to deal with those issues, they should be dealt with one at a time.
Another procedure change Council has implemented is the Governance Priority Committee model. GPC meetings are now once a month between regular Council meetings and allow councillors more time to review agenda items and give clearer direction to administration.
So we've got time to learn about it, digest, investigate, do whatever we think we have to do before it hits the council table, because quite often you're going in playing with half a deck.
These new procedures are expected to improve efficiency at City Hall.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, in exactly 1 week, the Lloydminster Extreme begin their playoff run, and it all starts with a best-of-3 series versus a team they've already beaten twice this season. The Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League's last-place team, the Edmonton Warriors, visit the Civic July 8th and 9th, and the Extreme are confident strong past performances against the Edmonton club will continue.
We need to do the things that we do best, and they're a team that they're going to come here and they're going to put in an effort just like everybody else. So we got to come prepared and finish when we can and really work on the things that we need to work on to get better for the second and third rounds.
Even with that previous success, the Extreme know it's not a team to be taken lightly.
We've had a lot of history against them while they've been like that. It's not very fun to watch, and for a goalie, you can get kind of dry because you're cold the whole game, and whatever shots you do get, you're not necessarily ready. But I just think we've got to give 100% no matter what, and we're going to give a full effort either way.
The Extreme are entering the postseason's first round on a bit of a high, winning 2 straight and 3 of their last 4.
We're still going to come in with full potential. It's just another game. It's playoffs. It's time to go, and we're going to give it all we have.
I feel good. First round we're ready for. I think we've really come together near the end of this season. It's finished on a good note here, and I think we're ready to go.